Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. I too have lost 6 stone. And I found 3 of the fuckers. Good evening, you alright? Awesome. Good, it sounds it, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. I turned 51 in February. I'm not shocking, isn't it? I don't look it. And 55. I thought I turned 50. I thought I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something that takes me out of my comfort zone. So I told you we're going into Sunday League football. And it's been absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. The crack's great. All the lads have got football and nicknames, so it's like Chopper, Axe. I play goals, so they call me the Cat. That's because I fell asleep in the shed roof though. Shit in someone's garden. Yeah. So yeah, the weird thing is about the 50s is, to me, at 51, it doesn't seem that long since I was at school. Because I still remember the first day of school and my dad said to me, don't let anybody push you around. Stand up for yourself because you'll just become a victim otherwise. 3 fights here in the first week I was there, 3. Eventually I had to go and see the headmaster. He said, Mr. Sawyer, get your jacket, get your briefcase, you can't teach here anymore. So it's been a tough couple of months. My gran passed away, she was 96, bless her. So what? So what, she was your gran. Funeral was nice. It was nice to see family and friends come together. People you hadn't seen for ages. I've only been sat in the chairs before the service started. As I tapped my shoulder, I turned up to her, as an auntie I hadn't seen for years. And she just leant forward, she said, listen, I've got some tissues just in case. I thought, how nice is that? But I just didn't feel like a wank. Well, not again anyway. Oh yeah. Gran wanted to be scattered at rosemary topping, and you would not believe the bureaucracy in something like that. Apparently, you have to fill in lots of paperwork. Apparently, there's only designated areas you can do it in. Apparently, you have to cremate them first. But Gran was the last of her family to die, last of her brothers and sisters to go, bless her. Her brother died about 5 or 6 years ago. She was immensely proud of him. He was a Catholic priest. A bit unorthodox in that he was an atheist. And he could have been really big, he could have been Bishop of Durham, but his husband didn't want to move. Nothing like that. But she was a huge influence in my life, was Gran. Gran got my first job, Binns Department Store, Middlesbrough, sat the job, fragrance merchandiser. So I was the guy who would spray you with perfume as you went past. And my boss, she was lovely, she said, don't try and approach women, you don't want anything about perfume. You go for the men, husbands and boyfriends. No, suggest this, we'd like try this for your wife, for your girlfriend. That's alright, yeah, I'll do that. I made a proper ass to get the bottle open, but I smelled it, I thought, that smells amazing. That'll sell itself. It was a real confidence booster. And I saw this guy leaving on the counter and I said, oh mate, your wife? You get people come back week after week, we've got a really good rapport with people. This guy came back, he said, I was here a few weeks ago, can you help me? I said, I'll try. He said, I smelled this amazing fragrance, I can't remember what it was called. So well, describe it. You know, I'm an expert. He said, it was very Mediterranean, very aromatic. I said, was it this? Is it this one? He says, Calvin Klein's Pretension. And he gave it a sniff. He said, no, it wasn't that one. I said, well, describe it a bit more then. I said, well, it's not this one. He said it was like, very aromatic, very nutty, very earthy. Very nutty, very earthy. I said, no, I don't know, I can't go on. No, sorry, I'll come back next week. Yeah. So that was that. Gran was married twice. Her first husband died of a rare illness called mastocytoid cellular rotomatosis. And even the doctor was devastated with that. He said he was really hoping to be flu. And I said, is that because flu's easy to treat? He said, no, it's because it's easy to spell. He said, I can't fucking spell that. So when Grandad died, he just wrote MRT, the death certificate as the cause of death. Which, if you think about it, looks like Mr. T killed my granddad. Had a bit of fun with that. Her second husband's a very heavy smoker. He'd had a lung cancer. I've never smoked. Because I was a child of the 80s, it seemed to me that every few months they would bring somebody else into school to scare the shit out of you, like not play on railway lines, don't talk to strangers, don't do drugs. The smoke one was really good. They brought these 2 exhibits in. The first one was this sort of black, disgusting, tricky looking thing. And said to us, that is a lung that's been taken. It wasn't Michael Caine, by the way. That is a man. It's Beethoven. That is died of lung cancer. I said, wow. I said, that's what it's done to him. I said, fucking hell. And it shows the other one. It was a bright pink, blamongy, fleshy looking thing. I said, that is a healthy lung. That came from a guy who didn't smoke. Lung cancer didn't kill him. He died from having his lungs ripped out. Fucking hell. Get mixed messages. But I think what put me off was really like aunties talk about when you were pregnant, saying, "Would you like to train a fag when I was pregnant? I used to have a crafty fag when I was pregnant." And I said, "Man, did you ever smoke when you were pregnant with me?" And I said, "Well, only when I was pissed." So I'm divorced now. There's another one in the 50s. Hooray for the 50s, yeah, I'm divorced. I'm not going to stand here and say it was all her fault. I wasn't a great husband. I was no good at the sex thing. I never have been. And she really tried. She said, "Why don't we experiment in the bedroom?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And she rocked up in the basket and suspenders. I turned up the lab coat with the Bunsen burner. Didn't go down too well. But yeah, I think I was attracted to her. She was old-fashioned. She had an old-fashioned sense of morals, and I was really hugely attracted to her for that. And I remember the first time I asked her out, and she said, "Well, you should ask my dad first." I thought, "What's a bit weird?" But I did. And he said, "Yeah, he'd love to go out with me." Thankfully, it didn't work out. So me and her were together for about 2 years. We thought we'd get engaged. And she said, "You know what we should do? We should get our rings tattooed." I was on for silver bands, really, but thankfully it was a few months before the wedding, so I could sit down by the time we did get married. Yeah. So I think the whole thing, the best thing that came out of the marriage was my son. It made me a very more empathetic, caring person. I've got into care work. I really enjoy it. And there's some absolutely lovely elderly people like after their own homes. I did to take them home, we've been able to do that now. And there's some lovely, lovely people. There's some absolute miserable bastards, but we'll consider them lovely people. And I've been visiting this guy for 3 months, and I went to his house once, and he was dead. He was dead, he died in his armchair. And I just fucking panicked. All the training went out the window, and I spent 5 minutes looking for a shovel. And I was looking for the really fit into there. Anyway, I came to my senses, around the paramedics, and they were fantastic. They said, "Look, don't panic, there's some checks you can do first. Look at his chest, is it rising and falling? Is he definitely not breathing?" He's not. Alright. Could you just touch his skin for me, Mr. Syed? Touch his skin very gently. Is it cold? Or is it warm? It's cold. Is he stiff? So I can't see his cock. Oh yeah. What happens that? So I'm a bit living on my own. And it's quite good. It's just the amount of porn I discovered it on my own. I got it like everything was porn because when I was young, porn was just on VHS or Betamax. Do you know what I mean? There was only one porn film in the entire region of Norby and Eston. They went round and round. And me and my brother, we found a porn tape once in the house, and we get excited. We were excited and scared in case my dad came in the corners. Do you know what I mean? So I had one eye in the TV, one eye in the front door, like that, like back and forth, like a paranoid pig. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite good. It gets 10 minutes in, and it's a decent plot line. The acting's fair. Really good jazzy music. Thought, any minute now they come in. Any minute now. And finally they did. There they were. In the porno. Things suddenly started to make sense. I'm saying how much he enjoys a Five Guys. He really does. Sometimes 6 or 7. But I was watching that much, do you know what I mean? It was like everything was filtered through porn. I've been in the supermarket, Express checkout queue, and I was talking to this old family friend. And everything's just filtered through porn. She said to me, "Have you heard about this sex predator in Stockton?" I said, "Sex predator?" So I've seen Robocock. Anyway, I just had this guy barges right past, goes in front of the queue, pushes in, gets served, and he leaves. She's absolutely furious. And she turned to me, she said, "Do you know that's the rudest thing I've ever seen?" And I didn't even think. I said, "Well, the rudest thing I've ever seen is Filipino Cum Sluts, Volume 3. She didn't bat an eyelid. She said, "Oh yeah, by the way, how was your mum and dad?" So yeah, so back living on my own. I tell you what I've got really into. Housework, it's unbelievable. I never thought it'd be like that. I'm like on top of the dusting and the hoovering. This morning I was cleaning the toilet, all the nasty stains off the toilet bowl. I was doing a really good job, and I would have finished it, but I ran out of piss. I think living on your own is, you've got to decorate on your own, so it's all your choices. So I've done a few things: soft lights, set the candles, tape measure in the bathroom, pull out exactly 9 inches. Guess any ladies drop by. That's gone rusty. But yeah, the thing about living on your own is there's no one to help you. If you need help, you're fucked. So the other day I was at the toilet, ran out of toilet paper, no one had to get me any. So I got that horrible pants on the ankle shuffle and get some. Like that. Got as far as Asda. Asda was shut. I had to go back. Use my socks. You've been absolutely lovely. I've been bounced away. Thanks very much.